You are listening to High School 510, where sports is the plane, comedy is the pilot, and the sweet Chiba is our jet fuel. Please sit back and enjoy the ride.
It's like I'm trying to call him Rick.
You should work up on the intro.
Rick Rodriguez. Rick Rodriguez.
I'm actively gonna choose not to let anything you say penetrate me for all the podcast.
Why would you say that?
Change what's inside of him. Why does Carson Palmer have a football life?
Shout out to Carson Palmer, by the way. Quitting on the Raiders and the Bengals. Just gonna say that. Yeah, man. Of all the people, it was surprising me when I saw the commercial. Like, oh, Carson. I was like, oh, why did someone about Carson Palmer? Did he die? Like, was he in a boating accident or something like that?
Did he come down with cancer? Is that right?
It's like, oh, a football life. Carson Palmer. He was the number one prospect out of high school, number one quarterback overall. I was like, that happens every year. Like, there's the number one guy that goes to a big school and then gets drafted, like, every year. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. He's pretty
I might have to watch it. I might be judging a little too harshly, but there's a lot of other people I would rather see on a football life.
There is a lot of other people that deserve to be on a football life, I think, Carson.
There's people that still play it I would rather see. Like, oh, yes. Man, rookies.
Yeah, Carson Palmer ain't shit. I lost respect for him when he pulled that shit. I felt bad for him when he tore up his knee in that playoff game, but aside from that, he proved that he came from a real place of privilege, which I couldn't respect when it came to playing football.
Wait, hold on. What that have to do with him playing football, man? I'm not gonna hold that against him.
Because
I mean, if anything, because he come from a place of privilege, he don't have to play a sport that bangs and destroys his brain cells.
Well, he did. He chose.
He chose. I don't mind him.
He chose to be.
I understand not respecting him for leaving and pulling that shit.
He
but
chose.
Not because he came. You holding a place of privilege against him.
No, privilege is pervasive. It's part of who you are as a person. It's part of your makeup as an individual. You talk about how you want them niggas who gonna sell their soul and sell out to play football, and give all they got. That's what you want. You want to sacrifice other people's kids.
And I don't mind when the rich people come play.
So then, you know what? You should hold him to the same level.
That's like you
should hold him to the same level.
At the white people who came down to help get voter registration done in the South in the 60s.
I didn't get mad at them. I never said nothing.
That's what's basically the same shit.
How is that? No, I said he came from a place of privilege and he utilized it when it was convenient for him. That's what I'm talking about. If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. That nigga said, I don't want to play anymore because I don't like my team. He gave up on his teammates twice.
Man, I think
that's fucked up. Like, no. We talk about Vontae Davis. Vontae Davis is gonna be a punchline forever. He was never a punchline for basically giving up. Like, I'm not just gonna play. I'm gonna hold up.
No, he did.
I got my money. I'm fine. He's the leader of the team. I don't care. I don't care. You are the leader of the team. You can pay more whether or not you are worthy of it or not.
If he was playing like
Ethan
Peterman,
player,
they would have cut him and they wouldn't have cared.
I don't mind what he did with the Bengals because they were going downhill.
Yeah, that
got hurt twice playing with them. They weren't getting any better, and he asked to be traded. They didn't trade him, so he sat out.
Yeah, man, that's the only really power that you have as a
player. It's the only power you have.
Okay,
and because just because you play well doesn't mean you owe any more to the team than if you play bad. Because if you play bad, they're gonna cut you. They're gonna sign you.
And he told him ahead of time to trade him, and they didn't do it. And he said, if you don't trade me, I'm gonna sit out. And they didn't believe him, and he had to sit out.
Okay, well so then you guys feel the same way about Le'Veon Bell, then, right?
Yeah, I feel like
that's all. That's fine.
It's his money, man.
Except Le'Veon Bell is just asking for half of what a regular contract for a quarterback would be.
Carson Palmer was asking for money. He was asking just to improve the fucking team.
He already had the money though. Then give some of that money back so they can improve the team. He's getting paid the most. He is held at a higher esteem because he is the quarterback. He is getting paid the most out of everybody, whether he deserves it or not.
He gets
no.
But he gets paid the market value, right?
No, but he's the leader of your team. He's the leader of your team. I don't care. He's the leader of your team. He's the quarterback. That's a whole other ball game, man. You guys are giving a pass.
But you can't thrust like, oh, you're the leader of the team because you play this position. Like, you also have to
That's why he got paid the most money. That's why he got drafted and got guaranteed contract. That was ridiculous.
No, but being paid as a quarterback is different than being paid as leader of the team because
that's why they pay you as
other players on the team
that way.
Can be the leader of the team.
That's why the quarterbacks are overvalued. It's because you're expected to do that.
It's the most important position on the field.
That's why a lot of black quarterbacks weren't given a chance because they didn't think black people were good at being leaders. They say you can't lead a group of men. You can't do this. So for him to like take advantage of the fact that he was a white dude who was mildly athletic and he was highly touted because he was mildly athletic, but black quarterbacks weren't given the same chances in the past. Like that's part of it to me. Like that's where I'm coming from. So if y'all don't get that, then I'm sorry, I can't help you. But
man,
what I am saying, is you give a team and you give up on your team.
I see where you're coming from, but I don't know how you started there.
Hey man, y'all giving.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, why you talking about all these black quarterbacks? Like, it's Carson Palmer. Like, he never thought about using privilege because he always had it.
That's what I'm saying. I already said that.
He doesn't have to think about it. So, like, when he says, like, oh,
that's why I said fuck him.
Either I can sit out.
I'm calling him out for it.
Or you can trade me. Like, that's what he.
I called him out for it. I called him out for it. I don't respect him for it. And he also almost got Darius Hayward-Bay murdered.
Cutty Corner Shoutouts.
We're not saying we just getting into the.
Man, I crossed off the entire list.
Wait, did we really go through the whole list?
That was the whole list.
You know, we didn't have. After Darius left, I was worried that we were going to just keep going. Jay was going to want to keep talking.
Shit, man. Actually, I was thinking about it. Actually, my Cutty Corner Shoutouts.
Oh, shout out to Darius. He couldn't make it today.
Oh yeah, man. Let's check out his project. Details coming soon. But actually, I saw my Cutty Corner Shoutout comes like I was driving here to come to the show. I was like, drove over Emeryville real quick, and then I came here. And so I saw a sign like, you know, those like Ray buys houses or some shit like that. But this one was different because it said diabetic test strips. We get cash for diabetic test strips, and I was like,
I got a box of them in there. What I need to do?
And my first thought was like, whoever has diabetic test strips needs their diabetic test strips. Why are you trying to buy them for people?
Yeah.
And number two, what are you going to do with them once you have them? Because some of those things don't last forever. So yeah, that's my Cutty Corner shout out. Like, I don't know what business plan like you are trying to run right now. Like, were you trying to ship these diabetic test strips, or are you trying to sell them like for a face? Like, are you trying to sell them on the street? Are you shipping them over to China? Like, I got a lot of questions about this, but it seems fucked up on the surface.
My question is, when are you gonna call them so I can find out? I need you to call them, Brandon, so that way I can see how much they're gonna pay for my diabetic test. And do they want the used ones? Like, are they looking for certain like numbers? Do they want them when my numbers are high or when my numbers are low? Like, I need to know ahead of time. Like, hey man, when you get all the strips, when you got your low days, send me those so I get off this medication. Or maybe they get high off the medication. Like, hey, I need your high days. Like, can you eat a couple of cheesesteak sandwiches, or a couple of slices of cheesecake and a steak sandwich, and a loaf of bread? Do your test. Give me them for 3 days, straight days.
Nuts.
I don't know.
Right, because like, well, and I would like to say that diabetes is not curable unless you are Magic Johnson. And so you think about people like that, like, all right, cool, like you're doing better now, don't have to test yourself as often. But like, you still kind of have to worry about it. So like, why would you sell your test strips when you still need them? Anyway, that's my Cutty Corner shout out.
It's a good shout out.
It's just ridiculous. Oakland's crazy.
Hold on.
And also that Libby Schaff left yesterday, man.
Libby Schaff?
I met Libby Schaff yesterday. I was walking to at the park across from my house. I was just walking and she was taking a picture of this puddle at the park. Like, she was like, oh, I gotta get somebody on this. And I was like, have you been 25 San Pablo?
Yeah, like, what about puddle over here?
There's a puddle in the park where I like to walk my dog.
It's a puddle in this park right now.
Shout out to Libby Schaff for using your privilege to make white people feel more comfortable moving in here versus helping make everyone feel comfortable living here. Now, I do like the fact that you made a stance against ICE and Trump and the whole deportation and taking a firm stance of Oakland being a sanctuary city. And I do appreciate you for that, but I need you to also step up your game so I can appreciate not walking through the Grayson district and worrying about how much crack dust I'm going to get on my shoes or how much fecal matter and doo-doo powder is going to get on my shoes or you know, just the fact of the matter that, you know, people drop a whole plate of ribs on the ground and it stays there for 3 months.
That even the dog won't eat it.
Even the animals, the
coons that walk the neighborhood won't eat the ribs. The fact that there's crackheads squatting in an empty house.
That's crazy. Oh yeah, I forgot our intro song.
Hold on, yeah, let me do that real quick. Just don't say anything. And then I'm just act like we're getting into it and I'll edit it. Here it is.
We're broken people now. We're burning now.
Cutty Corner Shoutout. Cutty Corner Shoutout.
So you doing that so you can change it later or something?
Yeah. So we got Cutty Corner Shoutout. Brandon, what you got?
He already did. Oh.
Brandon, what you got? Cutty Corner Shoutout. What you got, Brandon?
Wow. Yeah, you can just use everything.
Wait,
put the song in before.
Are you just putting the song in, or do I have to say that whole thing again?
I need you to redo everything.
No. That shit ain't gonna work, Jared. That shit.
All right, Cutty Corner Shoutout.
Well, actually, Aaron, you go first.
You ain't doing that shit. I like to sing it now.
Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Aaron, what you got for Cutty Corner Shoutouts? Aaron, what you got for Cutty Corner Shoutouts?
We didn't do it already. You just skip the song.
I'm doing this for editing purposes.
Just skip the song.
Don't worry.
I know you're doing it for editing purposes. You can just skip the song. Just throw the song in the middle right before. You don't have to yell Cutty Corner Shoutouts.
Cutty Corner Shoutouts.
My Cutty Corner Shoutout goes out to football and basketball players who put senior on the back of their jerseys. And let me tell you, your name is not senior in your birth certificate. You don't change it after you have a son and name him after you, or a daughter name after you. You don't change it. So don't put senior. It's not your official name. Senior is kind of like one of those unofficial titles that people call you, like Mr. Or not even that. It's like an unofficial title. So look, hey, they're senior. They don't call you senior when junior, especially not around. Last I know, none of these fools, especially in basketball, taking their kids on a road, let alone a game, to a road trip, right? But no, they want to put senior, Steve Smith senior, this person senior, this person this. Don't put the shit on the back of the jersey. Your name represents also not just you out there, represents your family that helped you get there. So I'm even against people putting like the third on their jersey, especially RG3, but me, right? Todd Gurley the second. Don't put that. You representing all the girlies when you're out there, not just yourself. There's my Cutty Corner Shoutout.
He says it every morning. He calls me nigga. He calls the other kids nigga. He calls himself nigga all the time. Nigga this, nigga that. Nigga please. Bitch nigga. Nigga, have you lost your mind? Nigga, check that hoe. Nigga, you bullshitting. Break yourself, nigga.
I do agree with you, Aaron. I agree in certain ways that fools and the senior. But I was thinking about it, and I kind of like what they're doing.
Why?
I think.
Why?
Well,
all they did was just name a kid after sticking their dick in somebody.
I'm gonna give.
Well, stop giving motherfuckers the benefit of the doubt when you know they don't deserve the benefit of the doubt.
Well, let me tell you why I'm giving the benefit of the doubt first, so then you can at least think about it, nigga. You know, you got your stance on it, but I'm just saying.
It was my Cutty Corner Shoutout. Go ahead.
We always bounce off each other after a Cutty Corner Shoutout. So I'm just saying, I think that I've noticed it a lot more in the last couple of years, which is kind of peculiar, but at the same time, maybe, just maybe, it's a form in a way of black athletes showing that they have sons, or maybe not daughters, but that they have a family and that they are raising their kids.
We don't know if they're raising their kid, and you know, majority, half of them. Nah, I'm not gonna say half. Some of them ain't raising their kid. They got senior on it. I know it for sure. So don't try to give them credit where credit ain't due. You're supposed to raise your motherfucking kid. Don't give them credit. You don't get those extra fucking medals for doing shit you're supposed to do.
Shout out to Steve Smith Sr. The NFL Network thought they had a TNT NBA moment with Michael Irvin and Steve Smith last week.
That wasn't even that good.
Yeah, they thought they did. They were playing that shit up.
Everyone was like, "Oh man, he roasted him." I was like, Michael Irvin was not trying to hate. Steve Smith just take everything like somebody trying to hate on him.
This shit happened again this week. And Michael Irvin was not hating on him at all.
No, he was just like, he had a receiver since Anquan Boulder. He's like, since Anquan Boulder, don't forget about me, nigga. I got a doctorate around running. So he's like, you just got a associate's degree from a JUCO.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, you went to JUCO, Steve Smith. So you shouldn't be talking about JUCO.
Michael Irvin went straight to the U.
Went straight to the U. I do like that he had a chip on his shoulder.
And then Oregon State.
I like that Steve Smith Sr. has a chip on his shoulder, but nigga, you retired. You can get rid of the chip now.
Yeah, he does that chip.
You gonna be in Hall of Fame more than likely. It might take you a few times, but you're probably gonna make it there eventually.
I don't think he will.
I think he will be. I think he's gonna make it. He should be.
Look up Steve Smith's numbers real quick. Look up the senior's numbers. But what I will say about the whole senior thing, I do agree that it's funny that a lot of these fools are throwing the senior on the back of their name, and I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, I think as it's a symbol of a family to a degree, whether or not you think they all raising their kids. I'm not saying they all are. Now, if Antonio Brown puts a senior on the back of his name, then you know that nigga's just doing it. You can call him out, because that nigga's trying to get 5 different women to raise 8 different kids. I need y'all to work together. if y'all don't know, Brandon used to always talk about you got to keep a team. You always got to have, you know, and you can say dating. Have a date on deck, right? That's what this is more or less what it was. You have somebody on the bench, you pull out the bench.
I was online back when Monster.com was tight. Like you just don't apply to one job. I hope this job works out. You don't. Like nobody does that. Yeah. Like okay, cool. I really want this job, but you know what? My second choice is this. If I really don't get any of this shit, there's this one over here. And date's kind of the same way, like for real.
Can you please give Antonio Brown just a little tidbit of advice on building his team?
Since before you add somebody to the team, don't have a kid with him.
You can't force them on the team and then be like, you guys gotta work together and help. I'm mad 'cause they working with each other to raise these kids. They get mad at me.
Y'all can't leave your room until you work this out. There's no dessert tonight. No TV time until y'all work this out.
Unless you are Mormon or Joel Santana. Like that's just.
Or you living somewhere in a remote part of Oregon and you got a compound.
See, this was the game. If this was the Game of Thrones day and I was a king, I'll just go ahead and slit his throat as soon as he's done playing. I'm like, he's entertaining me. As soon as he's done playing, I gotta slit his throat. That's the best thing for the world. And so Steve Smith is 8th in passing yards.
Okay.
He's 4th, 14,000 yards, right?
Top 10.
Let me name you who he's behind. Tim Brown, Tony Gonzalez, Isaac Bruce, Randy Moss, Larry Fitzgerald, Terrell Owens, Jerry Rice. Once again.
All Hall of Famers except for Isaac Bruce right now?
Yep.
And Larry Fitzgerald will be one.
Isaac Bruce is 15,000. Isaac Bruce is 5th in yards.
Yeah, Isaac Bruce should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but he's not. They let Terrell Owens in and all motherfuckers before him. Let's go to receptions. Now, don't forget. Now, this is where Steve Smith's going to be higher because they started throwing a bunch of 1-yard passes.
Well, no, he had a lot of deep balls, though. He was
but he was still around for the jailbreak screens. So, Steve Smith has 1,031. He's number 12. Mind you, Isaac Bruce finished with 7 less catches during the time when they didn't throw that stupid 1-yard pass. 7 less catches.
And he played with Trent Green.
I'm not arguing that Isaac Bruce shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. I think Isaac Bruce will get in before Steve Smith does. I'm just saying is that Steve Smith is probably a Hall of Famer. Larry Fitzgerald's Hall of Famer.
Reggie Wayne is higher than that. Andre Johnson.
Reggie Wayne,
I don't think none of these guys should be in the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. Hines Ward got exactly 1,000, which they worked hard
to Ward, yeah, I don't think Hines Ward.
To me, Hines Ward had a better career than Steve Smith.
No, but he had more Super Bowls. But
no, he had a better career. I think he had more of an impact.
Well, because he blindside block fools.
Yep.
Okay. Steve Smith block fools like the same.
And Quan Bowden has more catches than Steve Smith.
Yeah.
So should he be allowed? I don't know. See, that's my argument. I'm like, dude, there's a lot of people here that I don't think should be in this Hall of Fame because they have these high numbers because the game also changed. I look at when you played the game. Right? Like the fact Steve Largent has 100 touchdowns. That's ridiculous because his time, he had 100 and the nearest wide receiver that played during his time in his career were 67. Right? So that was ridiculous. Jerry Rice has 197. The closest person to him is Randy Moss with 156. Think about the time that Jerry Rice played. That is ridiculous.
If Randy Moss hadn't been stuck on that weak-ass Oakland team, he might have caught.
It's still ridiculous. Terrell Owens has 153.
They send my family a fruit basket, and they just show me so much love. I was like, this nigga's real country. They send you a fruit basket. You talking about how you so happy to be here because they send your goddamn kids a fruit basket? Nigga, you know you moving to where a lot of fruit is produced. We got fruit literally falling off trees in the neighborhood.
West Virginia, man.
Shout out to Al Davis.
He's like, man, we just got coal falling from trees over here. Y'all send a fruit basket.
Steve Smith is not in the top 25 in touchdowns.
It's all good. Hey, what I will say though, Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
is I like the seniors because it shows black families. That's important to me.
It don't show shit. It just show they put a name on the back of their thing. It don't show shit, Jared. It's a fake ass
name
show.
Clay, I'm gonna call him Clay.
It's fine. It's okay. Black power. My Cutty Corner shout out goes to, I got 2 brief ones today. Sorry if I'm gonna.
So they're only gonna go 10.
Wait, how do you get 2 brief ones, man? Just go.
Okay. My first Cutty Corner shout out
go ahead with your brief one.
is to a restaurant that is now on the list. It is on probation. It is on definite hard-line probation. It is on the Lucas. Shout out to Lucas sponsorship.
Wait, they weren't already on probation?
They were on
sponsorship. They need a sponsor. For them to get on probation, I need some restitution. And I need them to sponsor or something like that. Lucas sponsorship. Era Bar, Oakland sponsorship. Y'all are on the probation list. Or actually, y'all are on the next list.
Taco Sinaloa probation list.
Taco Sinaloa, you are now on the probation list. I went to Blind Tiger in Oakland, and it fancies itself as a Asian cuisine bar, right? And it's in the downstairs underneath a Korean barbecue joint. It's more or less no windows. You're going downstairs to the basement storage area that is big and spacious. So they put tables, picnic tables, and a bunch of Karate Kid 2 when they was fighting in Japan. Oriental ass lamp things hanging up on the ceiling. So they give you the real ambiance like you somewhere in Asia, right? They're always playing Cowboy Bebop or some other Naruto ass Asian ass anime type shit, right? So you really feel like you in Asia. You're gonna get some real Asian authenticity. I went there the other night. Granted, it was 12:30 at night.
You showed up at 12:30?
Bro, it's a bar. They got food.
At the Parkway where I was working.
Y'all, shout out to Parkway sponsorship. Great place. Go to Friday night karaoke. Tuesday night or Wednesday night trivia.
Thursday night trivia.
Thursday night trivia. They have a nice mezzanine lounge area where you can go play board games, just lounge around, hang out, chat. You don't even have to see a movie. Get some food or some sangria and a beer. You know what I'm saying? A little house-made kombucha. Yeah, and you can even see one of the greatest coon game brother coons.
Did you see? That's the video.
That's on video.
Yeah, Game Brothers, coon and to the next level. Shout out to Game Brothers. Come on our show. Kamal Stewart, come on our show. He said he's down to come on one of these days. We'll have him a special guest. But anyways, shout out to Parkway, great place. Anyways, I go to Blind Tiger and I decided to get some food because I'm a little hungry. I'm getting a little hungry, man. I just want a little snack. So I decided to order. I ordered a drink. I also ordered some pork skewers, and they had some pasta. It was a daily pasta. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm a little buzzed right now. I just want to eat something that'll be good, and I'll pay a little more right now. So I see the pork skewer is like $8. I was like, that sounds like good. I could eat that. And pasta, daily pasta. Don't tell me what the meat is, but it just says all the ingredients that go into it. I'm like, that sounds like it could be a good pasta. Let's get it. Last time I was here over a year and a half ago and ordered the pasta, they gave me a plate of pasta that was like decent. So I ordered $10. I was like, oh shit, maybe like 6, maybe 7 pastigers. Brandon, Blind Tiger. Brandon, Blind Tiger. You know how many pastigers I got? It wasn't marked on the menu. You know how many pastigers they gave me?
The way you talking, man.
Just tell me how many.
4.
Nah, nigga. Nah. Subtract 25% of that. I got 3 pot stickers.
His name is Glock 9.
Come on. I got 3 pot stickers for $10.
Shout out to New Oakland.
Brandon, I was about to lose my damn mind. I asked the dude, I was like, bro, y'all don't tell people they only getting 3 pot stickers? And his first response is, have you tried them? They're great. This is a red-headed white dude wearing a light blue, knitted sweater. And I'm like, who are you, bro? You ain't no Karate Kid. Where's Daniel's son? I need Daniel Russo out here, bro. This ain't really Asia. I said, y'all don't tell people they're only getting 3 pot stickers for $10? That's a big no, something to know. Because if I knew you was going to be 3 pot stickers, I would have said, hell no, I'm not ordering this. Yeah. And so he's like, you want me to take them back? I'm like, no, man, I'm not somebody who's going to waste food. Even though I should right now. Because y'all are disrespecting me, I should disrespect y'all. But disrespecting food is a whole nother disrespect that I don't want to do too often, right? Yeah. I take a bite into it. Brandon, did you know what it tasted like?
No.
Brandon,
was it like Costco? Like, oh, we got these from like Kirkland brand.
They might have been homemade, but you talking about Costco? You know the El Monterey tacos, frozen burritos you can get, the frozen burritos, bro. You know the beef ones you can get, bro. It tastes like some shredded beef in there. They had shredded meat, and I turned. It's like, dude, come here. I said, come back over here. I was like, what is in here? He's like, oh, those are our shredded lamb. I want to say tacos because shredded lamb. Pot stickers. And I said, is this something y'all do regular? They're typically usually lamb. Then why don't you just say it's lamb? pot stickers. Don't try and make me think it might be pork or chicken, because that's what I'm assuming. Because I feel like I'm really in Asia.
Right.
Shit, if y'all had said it was cat or dog, I would have been like, that goes better.
That's tight, man.
That's just me being racist against my own people. But anyways, he's like, yeah, man, you don't like it? I was like, no, this is not good. I was like, the meat is stringy. The pot sticker meat is not supposed to be stringy.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be morsels. It's supposed to be bits and bites. It's not supposed to be some stringy ass shit. And I didn't have Tabasco sauce to put on it. They had a chili lime, whatever sauce for me to dip it in.
Undercover brother, man.
Dude, I needed my watch. I didn't. I needed my hot sauce. I was so mad. And he's like, well, do you not like? You don't like? I was like, no. And I was like, and I didn't want to ask him to take him back and take him off the menu or take him off our order. So I was like, I'm gonna finish these. And I was waiting for him to see if he'd offer, just be like, let me just take those and we'll just take them off your bill. So I said, I'm just gonna finish these things. Since you ain't gonna offer that, I'm not gonna ask for it. I'm gonna finish these, but just know y'all are on my list. My last Cutty Corner shout out, it's real quick. Goes to Aquaman.
The movie? You saw the trailer for it?
Well, number one, the dude who's playing the guy. I know all the
Jason
women.
Momoa.
I know a lot of people have a crush on him because he's big dude with the beard and has a bunch of tattoos.
He's Khal Drogo.
He looks all like, it's a bunch of bitches be loving him, right? Not bitch, I'm sorry, women, ladies.
You're gonna show me too.
A bunch of people. A bunch of women and peoples. A bunch of people. I'm not gonna say women's. I'm gonna say people's. A bunch of people's really like him or attracted him. He has no personality, dude. They kept showing his one-liners.
I talk like this.
His one-liners had nothing on my boy Lincoln Osiris. I'll say that. And his personality wasn't coming out. But I realized in watching the preview last night when I went to see the Predator movie, which is One Bright, is that movie is just a ripoff of Black Panther. It's a ripoff of It's a ripoff. The story they're doing is a ripoff of Black Panther. It's just Black Panther in reverse. Okay, you want to know why? Okay, let me just tell you. He's an abandoned son, right? He's a half and half. He basically
not the story. Aquaman wasn't. God dog it. Aquaman wasn't a half and half, but somehow this story.
The story is making it's Black Panther in reverse. So he's the reluctant rightful owner to the crown, who is forced to stop a war, so he has to go in and take over the crown. Otherwise, the war is going to happen, right?
But I mean, they're all comic book movies. They all have similar origin stories.
Yes, but it's the exact opposite. Because in whatchamacallit, he was not necessarily the rightful, but he had the he was.
Black Panther, he was the rightful.
No. I'm talking about your boy Michael B. Jordan was not the rightful heir to the crown, but he was the older nephew. So when his dad died, he was the next one in line. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't necessarily the rightful one, but he had an opportunity to contest for it, and he did it not reluctantly. He wanted it, and he wanted to start a war because of it. Or afterwards, right? Yeah. So it's just all they did was they took the Black Panther story, they put it underwater and they flipped it on its head, and they put Jason Momoa out there so they all the peoples that like him could be like, ooh, Jason Momoa.
How long after Aquaman?
It's DC too.
Before he breaks up with Lisbon.
Yeah.
Well, they've been together for a long time.
I know, but like he ain't been famous this whole time.
Yeah,
he got famous last year.
Yeah, he gonna end up with Carly Rae Jepsen in a couple months. Anyways, that's just me. So, shout out to Aquaman, who's basically just ripping off the Black Panther story and putting it in reverse.
Shout out to Stan Lee.
It's not Stan Lee for getting paid.
No, it's not Stan Lee. It's DC. Aquaman's DC.
I know, I'm still giving Stan Lee some credit.
Oh, shout out to Stan Lee for making way better comics than DC.
Shout out to Stan Lee for getting paid after you get old to the point where you can't enjoy it as much anymore.
Shout out to Stan Lee for getting. Well, actually, this isn't really a good shout out for Stan Lee for being like your boy George H. Bush and harassing your nurses and aides who take care of you.
You can't get beat too by a nurse when you old and sick.
Hey man, you at that age you say whatever you want, I guess. You know. It's crazy.
Man.
Anywho, but yeah, that's my Cutty Corner shoutouts. That concludes our show.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for listening. Oh, hold on.
I play video games with sound again.
Hold on, can we call Darius real quick?
who got what really called.
Right.
You can't keep going to the well.
You sure? You sure, Darius?
You can't keep going to the well to save jokes.
It's not going to the well. It's called beating a dead horse, and it works because
you already beat the dead horse. Now you're trying to put a saddle on the motherfucker.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to put a saddle on. I'm trying to give it some new horseshoes.
Before I'm going to put my
turn that shit down. Nigga, I gotta end the show real quick. Hold on.
In the show, don't do the fake call to Darius.
I'm not doing the fake call to Darius.
So if you do a fake call to Darius, I'm turning on you off.
I gotta figure out what to do. So let's see.
Anyways, all right, y'all. Thank you for listening to our show. We hope you enjoyed it. Check us out on Spotify. We're also on Spotify now. Subscribe to our page. The more followers we get, the more chance we have of getting somebody to sponsor us, and the better chance we have of getting the whole crew here every week because we gonna get paid.
Shout out to money.
Shout out to money sponsorship.
400 years? That sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all.
Why they made a Bobby Christina movie. Those are actors' names down there. They made a Bobby Christina movie. Talking about the highs and lows, romantic love complicated by fame. What fame did Bobby Christina have?